We spend a lifetime dreaming of the perfect garden. By the time we reach our 50s and beyond, that dream isn't just about aesthetics anymore, it's about sanctuary. It's about a place where you can enjoy your morning coffee in peace, host the grandkids safely, and watch the world grow without the stress of constant, backbreaking work. But here's the hard truth that nurseries won't tell you, and that landscape designers sometimes forget. The tree you plant today will outlive you. And for those of us over 50, that's not just a poetic thought, it's a practical concern. Some trees aren't just high maintenance, they are physically dangerous. They drop heavy limbs, they pump out pollen that can trigger new adult-onset asthma, and some are even toxic to the touch. Today, I'm going to show you 5 trees that look beautiful in a photo, but could become a nightmare in your backyard. We're going to look at the specific health risks, from respiratory distress to physical injury, that make these species a gamble you don't want to take. Let's dig in. Tree number 1, the poisonous beauty rose tree. Look at this tree. Isn't it magnificent? That fiery red foliage in autumn is why the rose tree, also known as the Japanese wax tree, was planted in gardens across the country for decades. It was an ornamental status symbol, but here's the problem. It is a botanical bully with a chemical weapon. This tree is closely related to poison ivy, and it contains a potent oil called urushiol. If you are over 50, your skin is thinner, your healing is slower, and your immune response can be unpredictable. Touching this tree, just brushing against it while weeding, can cause a reaction so severe that it leads to hospitalization. We're talking about painful, oozing blisters and swelling that can last for weeks. And here is the truly insidious part. You might not react the first time you touch it, but the second time, your body remembers. This allergic reaction has a memory. It builds with every exposure. The next time you prune it, or even stand under it in the rain, you could end up in the ER for a retiree looking to enjoy their garden. This tree is a lawsuit waiting to happen, or a trip to the dermatologist. It is beautiful, but it is not worth the risk. Tree number 2, the smoking gun, lacquer tree. Our next tree is often called the lacquer tree, or Toxicodendron vernicifluum. For centuries, its sap has been used to create the most beautiful, high-gloss varnish in the world. But here's the terrifying reality that even antique collectors know. The sap contains the same toxic compound as our last tree, urushiol, but in a much more concentrated, volatile form. Why is this a specific danger for the 50-plus crowd? Because it's not just about touch. If you have this tree in your garden and you decide to burn the cuttings, or if a storm brings down a limb and you toss it on the fire, the smoke becomes a weapon. Inhaling the fumes from a burning lacquer tree can cause severe respiratory inflammation. It can swell the tissues of your throat and lungs. If you have any pre-existing condition like COPD, asthma, or even just the reduced lung capacity that comes with age, this smoke can trigger a life-threatening attack. Even handling century-old wood from this tree can cause reactions. It's a legacy of poison that doesn't fade with time. REE number 3, the silent invader, high-allergy pollen trees. Let's talk about the air you breathe. Many of us develop new allergies as we age. It's a cruel fact of biology. The immune system changes, and suddenly, things that never bothered you before can lay you low. This is where trees like birch, alder, hazel, and certain oaks come into play. These are the heavy hitters of the pollen world. In fact, there is a phenomenon called botanical sexism. For years, city planners and nurseries planted only male trees because they don't drop fruit. They are litter-free, but male trees are pollen factories. They release billions of grains of allergenic pollen into the air. If you plant a male birch tree near your patio, you are guaranteeing that for several weeks every spring, your garden will be off limits. You won't be able to sit outside without your eyes itching, your nose running, or your chest tightening. And here is the kicker. Studies have shown that people living near high allergen trees don't just have worse allergies, they have higher rates of adult-onset asthma. Your garden should be a place to breathe deeply, not a place that steals your breath away. RTRE number 4, the world's most dangerous, Manchineel. This next tree sounds like something out of a thriller novel, but I assure you, it is very real. It's called the Manchineel, and it is officially recognized by the Guinness World Records as the most dangerous tree on Earth now. You might be thinking, I don't live in the tropics. But with warming climates and specialty nurseries, you'd be surprised what can grow. The Manchineel, or Hippomane mancinella, is also known as La Manzanilla de la Muerte, the little apple of death. Every single part of this tree is toxic. The fruit, the bark, the leaves. But the most terrifying danger is the sap. It's so caustic that if you stand under this tree during a rainstorm, the rainwater dripping off the leaves, just the runoff, can blister your skin on contact. Runoff gets in your eyes, it can cause temporary blindness. If you try to burn the wood, the smoke can blind you and cause severe lung damage. For someone over 50, A fall caused by sudden eye irritation or a severe skin reaction can lead to broken bones and a loss of independence. This tree is not a plant, it is a weapon. 5. The 10-kilo falling hazard bunya pine. Finally, we arrive at a tree that looks like it belongs in the era of dinosaurs, and honestly, it kind of does. The bunya pine. This is not a tree you want near your home, your driveway, or your favorite garden bench. These trees drop cones, but these aren't pine cones you pick up with your kids. These cones are the size of a basketball and can weigh up to 10 kilograms. That's over 20 pounds. From heights of up to 30 meters, the impact force is enormous. I read a quote from an expert about this tree that stuck with me. He said, "If it lands on your head, game over." Us over 50, reaction times aren't what they used to be. We might not hear it falling in time or move as quickly, but it's not just the big cones. The large, stiff leaves are like daggers. They create a slip and trip hazard on paths, a major risk for anyone with mobility issues. You have to consider the psychological toll. A retirement village in Australia recently fought to have a tree removed because elderly residents were so stressed and anxious about falling debris that it was affecting their mental health. They felt like prisoners in their own homes. You shouldn't have to fear walking to your own mailbox. Look. In the end of this video, I just want to make clear to my audience that I love trees to the core of my heart. After all, we need trees not for ourselves only, but for our next generations to come. Trees give us shade, beauty, and a home for wildlife, but we have to be smart about what we invite into our space. Over 50, your garden should be a place of retreat, not a place of risk. It should be a canvas for relaxation, not a source of anxiety. Buy that gorgeous sapling at the garden center. Do your research. Ask if it's a high-allergy male clone. Ask about its toxic properties. Ask what it drops and how heavy it is. Plant trees that will grow old gracefully with you. Choose species that are kind to your lungs, gentle on your skin, and safe for your grandkids. Thousands of beautiful, non-toxic, low-pollen trees out there. Choose life. Choose safety. Choose peace of mind. Found this video helpful, please share it with a friend who loves gardening. Let's keep our communities safe.